From the 120th District, Jason Smith. Jason?
Where's my t-shirt, Jason?
I'll get that t-shirt to you, Karen. You know, it's truly great to be here, and it's good to see so many folks here this afternoon, especially when it's just over 45 degrees, to come out and to listen to a lot of folks running for office, but getting excited about what's going to happen in 10 days. I was looking out in the crowd, and I'm really glad to see some of the Democrat trackers here videotaping this, because maybe they'll bring the information back to D.C. so they'll stop their wasteful spending. That's how I look at it. But you know, when we look at $16.2 trillion that we have right now in debt, that should scare the lights out of everyone in this place. I mean, everyone all over the state of Missouri. It started at $10.6 million just over 4 years ago. You're looking at roughly $4.1 billion of debt every single day since Obama took office. That, to me, is very scary. Living in a state where we actually have to balance the budget because it's in the constitutional amendment, that's quite important. So when you see TV commercials saying that the governor balanced the budget, if he didn't, that would be unconstitutional. So folks, it's not like that he ever proposed a balanced budget to the state of Missouri, because he never has proposed a balanced budget. We've always reduced what he's proposed every year, and if you actually buy what he's trying to sell on TV, you're wrong about that. In regards to, I do want to talk about some of the ballot initiatives that's on the ballot this year. A lot of people call and ask questions. There's 4 different proposals. The first one is Proposition A, which is basically referred to as the local control issue in the city of St. Louis. What this proposition would do, it would take the power that the state of Missouri has right now over the St. Louis Police Department and allow the city of St. Louis to control it themselves, the budget and the operations. A lot of folks wonder, well, why do we have to vote on that since it only deals with the city of St. Louis? It's because it's a state law. And anytime there's any kind of ballot initiative that changes the state law, all of Missouri has to vote on it. So if you vote yes, you're deciding to send the police department budget and operations from the control of the state down to the city of St. Louis. Proposition B is referred to as the cigarette tax. This is an increase, I believe, up to 90 cents on a carton. Well, it is 90 cents on a carton for cigarette taxes across the state. This money will be used, if passed, divided up in certain areas. 50% would go for elementary and secondary education, 30% for higher education, and 20% for substance abuse in regards to that. Proposition C is about healthcare exchanges. Virtually it does one thing, that if you vote yes on the ballot, you're saying that the governor cannot by executive order create healthcare exchanges that would implement any portions of Obamacare. The only way that the portions of Obamacare and the healthcare exchanges can be created, if you vote yes, would either be by a vote of the people or by a vote of the legislative body. This was put on the ballot by the General Assembly with concerns that healthcare exchanges might be implemented by executive order. Constitutional Amendment number 3 is the next item that's on the statewide ballot, and it changes the current structure of how the judicial commissions are appointed. Right now there's 7 members that serve on the Judicial Commission, and the Judicial Commission is a panel that selects 3 applicants that they believe are qualified to serve as judges, and then the governor would pick between those 3 applicants. The current makeup of the Judicial Commission is made up of 3 lawyers for sure, 1 elected from each appellate court district across the state of Missouri, only elected by members of the bar, so only elected by lawyers, so they're guaranteed to be lawyers. The other 3 positions are appointed by the governor, and they serve 6-year terms. 6-year staggered terms. And then the 4th member is actually a member of the Missouri Supreme Court. What this does, it changes it that no longer would the member of the Supreme Court serve on the board, but it would be but it would be a non-voting member that would be a retired judge. And the other 4 positions would all be appointed by the governor, serving 4 years. 2 would be appointed at the very beginning of the governor's term, and the other 2 would be appointed 2 years later, serving 4 years. And instead of just allowing 4, instead of 3 applicants being submitted to the governor for his approval, it would allow 4. So if you want those changes, you would vote yes. If you don't, you would vote no, and it would stay under the same current system. I was asked to tell all those ballot initiatives, so that's why I jumped to that real quick. I do want to say that it's truly been an honor to serve as a state representative for Crawford, Dent, Phelps, and Reynolds County for the last several years. And it's also been an honor to serve as a majority whip in the Missouri House. Sometimes it's not easy to deal with a lot of the other legislators that you serve with, but we're all different personalities and different beliefs. But I believe, much like the folks here at this rally, that you believe government should be less and that we should live within its means and basically stay out of our business. And that's how I've tried to make my decision serving up there. I'm fortunate I'm running the best kind of election someone could have. I don't have an opponent, so I need at least one person here to vote for me, and hopefully no one write in against me. But I do want to thank you guys for coming out, and I cannot tell you how important it is to make sure you get out and vote in 10 days. You're looking at someone that in my very first election, I have 4 counties in it, my very first election, I won Crawford County by 1 vote. Folks, every vote counts. Adolf Hitler got elected his very first time by 1 vote. And you see how much that changed the world. 1 vote does matter. Folks, make sure you get out to vote. Make sure you tell your friends and neighbors. We got a lot of good folks on the ballot, and we need to make sure we send them to Washington, D.C. and to Jefferson City. Thank you very much.